Hello friends, it's Diablo Dopamine. This is going to be my Paladin Blessed Hammer build guide, also known as Hammerdin. Okay, so this build is going to utilize the Argent Veil Ring, which is going to trigger Blessed Hammer to cast every time we evade while we're in our Arbiter form. Evade, since Arbiter has a different evade, and that casts Blessed Hammer for us right here. The biggest source of damage for this build is going to be the Legendary Node Castle. It's an uncapped damage boost, and this is going to be the main reason we're stacking armor all over the build. Our biggest stat priorities for the build are going to be attack speed, cooldown reduction so we can have uptime on our Arbiter, and armor. Stacking armor everywhere. It's also super important to make sure that we masterwork all of our gear to maximize the bonus we get from the Legendary Node into our armor, because the more we masterwork, the higher our armor. Okay, so let's talk about the gear. We have this ring, which is going to trigger Blessed Hammer to cast during our evade, and it's also going to give it a nice damage boost. In order to have Blessed Hammer cast, we have to have it equipped, and no other core skill will equip on our skill bar, or else it'll randomly cast those. So we just need Blessed Hammer. Herald's Morningstar is going to give us a decent damage buff to our Blessed Hammers, and it also has a chance to trigger more Blessed Hammers on hit. So we have the Shield Herald of Zakarum. The main reason we're using it is because it has this multiplier on our strength and armor. Because of that, it's given a pretty decent offensive-defensive synergy to where we also gain toughness with damage at the same time. Masterworking priority here is going to be on armor. Masterworking priority on Herald's Morningstar is for chance for Blessed Hammer to deal double damage. Masterworking priority on Argent Veil is on strength. For our boots, we have the Arbiter's Zephyr legendary aspect, which gives us cooldown reduction on our evade, and that's what's triggering the Blessed Hammers during our Arbiter form. Masterworking priority on the boots is going to be on armor. This legendary aspect here synergizes with our castle legendary node. It helps us stack armor, giving us more damage and more toughness. Masterworking priority is on armor. Right here, we have the aspect of Holy Punishment on our gloves. This is going to give us more damage into our hammers rather than an Arbiter-based legendary aspect for a Wing Strike build. We're trying to put more damage into the hammers on this build. You want to temper Arbiter duration, and masterworking priority is on armor or ranks the Blessed Hammer. For the amulet, we have the aspect of Ligera's Sovereignty, and since we have the version of Blessed Hammer, which is a disciple skill, then we pick up this legendary aspect to give it more damage. We put it on our amulet for the extra aspect boost for the amulet, so more damage for the hammer. Right here, the Loop of Ascension. This makes our damage ramp up every time we cast a skill that triggers Arbiter. So in order to gain this huge damage stack, we want to keep uptime on our Arbiter. Never leave the form. We can do that using Condemn, Falling Star, or the ultimate skill, Arbiter of Justice. Also right here, we're going to stack some cooldown reduction on our ring for more Arbiter uptime. For the chest piece, if you have a Shroud of False Death, it's a great offensive piece and has good all-around synergy. If not, that's totally fine. You can get a regular chest piece, stack armor, temper armor, and then get an aspect like Disobedience, which gives you more armor, which is still going to give you a decent amount of damage. So you don't absolutely need a Mythic here for the build. Air of Perdition is best in slot for offense for the build. Shaco's a good runner-up for its cooldown reduction and armor. And then also, there's another legendary aspect that you can have on a helmet. That's called Hail Salve, and it gives you a decent armor buff to give you more damage. So like I said, Mythics aren't a necessity, they're a luxury. You can survive without them and the build will do great. It'll feel great. Okay, so for our class mechanic, we have Disciple. The reason we use this is because the biggest multipliers right now go toward Arbiter. So we're dealing most damage with aspects like Ascension. And since Argent Veil is tied to this form, triggering our hammer strikes easily with evade, then we have to pick this class oath. For the seasonal powers, the most important is going to be the Essence of Sin. You want to purify it for the armor bonus. We get the Purified Essence of Screams for toughness, the Purified Essence of Lies for toughness, and there's a lot of damage bonuses on Fortify for the Paladin. And then we have the Essence of Pain for barrier toughness. For the corrupted powers, I put the Essence of Hellfire, Anguish, and Shadows, because to me, the corruption drawbacks are worth the rewards. Right here, the Essence of Squalor to me is not worth it because you can easily get XP just by farming layer bosses. This is pretty unnecessary. On the skill tree, we have Clash for progression through the board, and we pick Blessed Hammer, putting as many ranks into that as we can, with the Disciple's Halo Blessed Hammer, so that it becomes a Disciple skill, benefiting from all of our Disciple damage multipliers. +3 into On Guard for armor and damage, +3 into Riposte. Fanaticism gives us attack speed, a critical strike chance, and a critical strike damage bonus. The Defiance Aura gives us more armor, so more damage, and it's our source of Unstoppable for the build in case we get in a tight spot. +2 to Longevity, and +3 to Renewal. Down here, Falling Star is our main mobility skill, and it also gives us plenty of uptime on Arbiter. It's a super badass skill. We pick the slot that gives us an additional charge just to run Arbiter comfortably in case we run out of the first charge and don't have enough cooldown reduction to cast it again in time. +3 into the best offense for damage, +3 into Fortitude. Down here we have Condemn. This is also our second skill that helps us maintain Arbiter uptime. We grab the slot that has an additional charge just to make us comfortable in case we don't have adequate cooldown reduction stacked on our build. And we pick the Arbiter of Justice ultimate skill. When we cast this, the main difference between this and regular Arbiter form is that this lasts long. Since we take this slot down here, even when we're casting Falling Star, our Arbiter is going to benefit from this fix right here. For our key passive, we have Coat of Arms. This is going to be the largest damage multiplier possible for the build. For the starter board, we have Resplendence for cooldown reduction whenever we cast an aura skill. Relentless gives us more cooldown reduction. Arbiter for damage. We grab the Divinity legendary node for more damage to vulnerable, which our Arbiter skill casts on enemies. Apostle because our Hammerdin is a Disciple skill, so this is going to add more damage to that. And the Esteemed Castle node. God forbid they ever cap this node. It is unreal. Look at the 1700 damage multiplier. Moving right along to Spirit for a critical strike damage bonus. Down here we have a huge damage defensive offensive synergy with Shield Bearer, and we take the Candy node for holy damage. All right, guys, that's about it. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, press that like button. If you like me, subscribe. Peace.